The Astros went to Colorado for 3 games and got punched straight in the mouth, and they didn't even get back up. They stayed down. The Astros are 6-7 so far this year. They just got swept in 3 games by the Rockies. They get the off day going into this 4-game Mariners series, a pretty big series early on. Obviously, you want to win all those divisional games as early as you can, get ahead of those guys. Game 1 was the game with the most life. Games 2 and 3 only scored 1 run. Game 1 was the one where the offense had the most life. It was a 7-9 loss. Pena had 2 hits, Alvarez had 2 hits, Walker and Cam had 2 hits, and Myers as well. Um, that was a game where you fought, you went down, but you fought, you came back, and you made an attempt to come back. It was successful at the end there, but Cole, that was a game that Bolton started, and I thought it was really, really good. I think everybody thought it was really, really good. It was a pleasant surprise watching him pitch that day. But then here came the blow up with Ryan Weiss, and it was unfortunate because he had to stay in there for extra. So he ended up pitching 2 2/3 innings, did Weiss, giving up 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, and a homer. So obviously that those .2 innings came from when Bolton came out and he just got lit up. I think all those 6 runs came in those first .2 innings. And then obviously we had no choice but to leave him in because of the state of the bullpen. The bullpen was just overtaxed, overused, and he had to stay in there. And it's unfortunate that we had no off day in between that final game of the A series and the start of this Rocky series. Because if not, Weiss would have been out probably after 3, 4 batters. But because of the situation of the bullpen, Weiss had to stay in, and he just couldn't find it. He couldn't find it. He couldn't figure it out, and he gives up 6 runs, and you lose a ball game because of it. There was some bad luck, Pena going the wrong way on a ground ball, a ball hitting the bag. Pena had an error. I mean, only one of the runs was unearned, so one of the runs came from that error. And then, I mean, you could have been out of that inning 3-2, but Pena went the wrong way, and then another ball hit the bag. I think the 2 batters after. It was just a horrible game. It's like the way you lost was a preview of how much you were gonna get punched in the you know what to for the entire series. The only positive of this game was Cam hit a bomb, like an actual bomb. It went 462, and it would have went 485, I think, but it got knocked down by wind. So that was pretty fun to watch until the whole pitching staff imploded, or Ryan Weiss more specifically, right? And then game 2 is just not a fun watch. Um, Walker homered in that second inning. They lost 5-1 in that game 2. Walker homered in the second inning, and then after that, the offense just forgot that they were playing baseball. It was 1 run, 3 hit performance for the Astros offense. Those hits came from Paredes, Walker, and Cam Smith. It was just a bad game. Excuse me. It was just a bad game. When we the offense that leads the league in walks only walks 1 time, and like Lewis struck out 3 times in that game. It just wasn't the best game. No one really hit. Pitching was a little bit better in this game. It was Burrow's third start. I thought he was fine. He's showing that improvement. He's showing that more reliability. And then the bullpen wasn't the best in this game. The bullpen covered 3 and 3 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Yeah, it was improvement from the first game, right? But the offense just wasn't there. It was a tough game, man. At least Walker had that homer. He just keeps hitting. But what a tough game. It was just slow. We couldn't hit. The Rockies were just kind of hitting and slowly throughout the game, just adding on, adding on. Ends up in a 5-1 loss, and nothing you can do about it. And then that last game was just the worst game because you lost 1-9. There was a little bit more life in the offense. There was 8 hits, but only 1 run. Um, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. They're putting the ball in play. It's just weak ground balls and weak fly balls. Walker had 2 hits in that game. Pena, Alvarez, threw with the top 3 all had hits. Um, and then Javier was injured, but he wasn't great when he was in there. He went 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 run. 1K, no walks somehow. But he didn't look good in that one inning, and then that second inning was when he got hurt and he came out. And then Blue Ball came in and had another blow up outing. This is his second blow up outing for Blue Ball. It's a little concerning because we expected him to be a big little piece here, but he's kind of struggling. He has a 10 ERA. He's had two blow up outings, and the rest he's looked really good. But two blow up outings with 13 games into the year, your ERA is going to look horrible. But I'm not fully giving up, obviously. Two bad games. But, hopefully he bounces back. And then De Los Santos looked really good. He came in 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts. Not really good, but he covered some innings. And then Roa pitched 3 walks, wasn't the best, 1 run. And then Tang came in, 1 in the 3 innings, no walks, no runs, no hits, 1K. And Abreu comes in and gives up a run. Again, another run. But he struck out 2 and walked 2. So who knows with Abreu at this point? But it wasn't Colorado, right? So a little grace, I guess, hopefully. But looking up to this Mariners series, you get an off day going into the series, so bullpen gets to fully rest. You get your full cavalry of guys. I guess it's your ammo's all loaded up. Imai gets the ball game 1. We do not know for games 2 and 3, although it's looking like Cody Bolton's gonna get game 3 on Sunday. Yes, Sunday. Imai on Friday. It should be an interesting series. You have the one of the worst offenses in baseball right now is the Mariners, but also one of the best pitching staffs. We expect that. And then the Astros, who are the best offense still by runs scored, and the worst pitching staff by runs scored against. So it's gonna be interesting. But a good thing is you're going into a pitcher's park, so you're hoping that the pitching can control itself a little bit. I think there's good signs there for the pitching staff. Still worried about Abreu in the ninth because there's other guys that can fill in before getting to Abreu. Like I think obviously McCullers, Imai, Burrows. I feel like we can get to I feel like we got to a point where we can trust them a little bit to go out there and give us quality. Bolton looked really good, obviously, against the Rockies, but the Rockies aren't great overall. So we'll see how he does against this Mariners team. Wasn't hitting anyway, so hopefully he does the same thing in a pitcher's park. But I'm hoping for more of the same as last time from Yima. Just go out there, be nasty, throw strikes, and get outs, right? Um, and the offense is gonna play big. Obviously in a pitcher's park. Every time we play Seattle, everybody knows it's always low scoring games. 4-3, 3-2, 2-1. So I'm hoping this offense can come out big. Jordan always rakes against the Mariners, so having him is gonna be big. Cam had some pretty big moments last year against the M's, and it's going to be an interesting series. It's always fun going against the Mariners. Just going back and forth with those guys. Everybody hates them. We hate them, right? Well, not everybody, but everybody here that's a Houston fan hates the Mariners. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. There's going to be tension. It's going to be interesting to see how some of these guys on the Mariners do. Guys like Cal Raleigh, Julio, as Cal is struggling really bad right now, and Julio Rodriguez always sucks first half of the year, and then he becomes Mike Trout in the second half of the year. So, hopefully we don't do what we did against the Rockies and just sit there and take punches and punches to the face and just get knocked out and just like cry about it, hoping someone comes and saves us. Hopefully we actually play baseball. But it should be fun. I'll be back after the Mariners series, recapping this. It's a 4-game series. Hopefully we take the series or at least split. But it's gonna be fun, gonna be attention filled, it's gonna be good baseball early on. So you guys enjoy the series and thank you for watching, and I'll be back to recap the Mariners.